Hello everyone, welcome to another video from SQL Guide. In this session, I am going to discuss how to encrypt your SQL Server backup, how to restore encrypted backup to another server. If your backup file not encrypt, chance to misuse. Anyone can restore and browse its data. Let's connect with SQL Server Management Studio to show you how to encrypt SQL Server backup and how to restore encrypted backup to another server. I am going to show you how to take a encryption backup and how to restore it. I have one SQL instance prod A and database credit report. I am going to restore instance prod B which is in different domain that instance. Let's start to take encryption backup of credit report database. First step, you have to create a master key. Create a master key encryption by password. You have to give the password here, and master key you have to create in use master database, and create database master key is used to protect the private key of the certificate which is present in the database. Let's create master key on master database. It's completed. Now let's go for create second step which is certificate. This is the syntax to create the certificate. Create certificate, you have to give the certificate name with subject. You have to give here detail backup encryption certificate. Certificate you have to create in a master database. So let's create it. I have created the certificate also. You can verify here, connect prod A instance, go to master database and expand certificate. You can see the certificate here created. Okay, and so third step, you have to create database encryption key. Third step, you have to create database encryption key, and this is the algorithm to create the database encryption key. I am going this database encryption key on going to create in create report database. So this is the syntax to create the database encryption key on database credit report. Create database encryption key with algorithm AES256. Encryption by server certificate which be created here. So this is the encryption by server certificate. Let's create it and be created successfully. And warning, the certificate used for encrypting the database encryption key has not been backed up. So let's take the backup which is in a fourth step. I am going to take the backup of the certificate by giving use master database backup the certificate. You have to give the certificate name which you created in step 2. To file which location you want to backup the certificate. With private key you have to give the file location where private key you want to take the backup. Encryption by password, and this is the password here. So let's take the backup of the certificate. You can see here backup completed, and you can go to drive and see the backup. You can go here and see here backups are taken. Now fifth step, to take the database backup with encryption. This is the simple command to take any user and system database, backup a database name to disk where you want to take the backup with compression, and you have to give encryption and algorithm and server certificate db backup encrypt certificate. So let's take the backup of the database. You can see here database backup completed successfully. So backup is completed. Now I'm going to move the backup file which taken in different because I'm going to restore that backup file to different server. So you have to move this backup file which you have taken, and also you need to move certificate and here you can see private key backup you have taken in this location. So this both backup I am going to move to different server where I need to take action to restore it. So let's move to drive. I have moved the both files, and also I moved the backup also. So I am going to encrypted backup I am going to restore in prod B instance. Let's connect with this server. Let's connect with instance prod B where I am going to restore the backup file, encrypted backup file. Okay, let's try and restore. You can see you received the errors saying that certificate is missing, so you cannot able to restore because I have taken a encrypted backup, so it is not allowing me to restore in a prod B. So restore the database on a prod B, we have to create the master key on a prod B. Let's create it. I have created the master key and certificate which we taken the backup on prod A server. The certificate which be created in a prod A server and which be backed and moved that file to prod B instance. So this certificate also we need to be restored in a prod B instance. This is the command to restore the certificate of the prod A. Create a certificate name from file. I have moved that file to this server, so you have to give the location of the file and with private key and this file location. Here you have to pass decryption by password. You have to give the same password at time when you taken backup of the certificate. So let's create the certificate on a prod B server. It's completed successfully. Now try to restore. It will allow to restore the database. Let's try it. You can see you are able to now restore the database. So this is the process to take the encryption database backup and restore in different server. So you have to create the master key, certificate, database encryption key, and you have to take the backup of the certificate, then take the backup of the database. You have to move the backup file and certificate file to secondary instance where you want to restore. Then there you have to create another master key and certificate which you created in prod A instance. That certificate you have to map here in a prod B instance. Then they allow you to restore the database. So thanks for watching SQL guide. Please share, subscribe my channel.